Alright, moving on to our next Patreon request, and this one comes from Hunter Johnson, who asked me to do a three-way crossover between Villainous, Helluva Boss, and Hazbin Hotel. As always, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon, hit the third tier, that'll allow you access to also check out all access to the other tiers, as well as allow you to send requests for me to do here on YouTube. But other than that, let's get started with the video. So the story begins like shortly after the events of season 1, and essentially what has happened in the lower parts of Hell, somewhere, well, I wouldn't say lower, I should say higher, in the upper echelons of Hell. And this is also, if you're wondering where this is taking place in Hazbin Hotel, this is like shortly before the divorce between Stolas and Stella. So Cherry has blown a hole through Stolas's house and has, basically committed a brazen robbery and stolen the grimoire. She was just like, "Thanks, bitches, this is mine now," and took off. And of course, Stolas is like, "What the hell?" So obviously he's miffed that the book is gone. So he contacts Blitz and the rest of IMP, and basically brings them in as like, "Look, this time around, I'm gonna need you to get the book back because, yeah, they stole it. Some demon named Cherry Bomb stole it. She's this lower tier Hell Lord, and she's been hanging around at this hotel for wayward sinners. Go check out there first." So IMP goes, and of course, Blitz is like, "All right, gang, we're gonna see royalty. Everyone, be on your best behavior. That means no dick sucking. That's mostly." And they're like, "Why would?" Fucking Moxie's like, "Why would you say that out loud?" "Oh, it was for me for anything else. I know you're too much of a bitch to try anything." So they go and they actually meet Charlie, and they're like, Moxie and Millie are like, "Holy shit, it's the Princess of Hell! How cool is this?" But Blitz is like, "Yeah, sure, whatever. She's hot and all, whatever." And he's like, "Look, Princess, one of your friends has stolen something from my client, and they kind of want it fucking back. So if you could be a dear and just hand it back, that would be just the tits." And they're like, "Well, what?" And Charlie's like, "None of my friends have stolen anything. Like, why would you say that? Why would you say that? Like, why would you accuse one of my friends to do that?" And then they hear from Cherry Bomb's room just this this huge green, like a green flash of light, and like laughing, and they're like, "Damn it, Cherry." So they all run up to Cherry's room, which used to be Serpentius's room, and she's actually activated the grimoire, and is like, "So long, bitches. I'm headed up to Earth. Later, fuckers." So Cherry vanishes with the grimoire to Earth, and now Blitz is like, "Well, fuck. What do we do now? Like, why would you?" Like, I need that book to keep my business going as a hitman, no amount of owl fucking is going to change that if I don't get the work done. So Charlie's like, "Why do you need that grimoire so much? That's meant, those books are dangerous." And he's like, long story, sugar tits. I just need that book." So Charlie's like, "Well, why did Cherry need it? Does anyone?" And Angel's like, "I don't know why she took it. Like, she was. All I remember her saying is like she wanted something to go to Earth, and I just casually suggested, hey, how about the Age Goetia have like weird shit? How don't you go look around there and find out?" And I didn't think she would actually like do anything about it. So they're like, "Well, why would she go to Earth?" And and Angel's like, "I don't fucking know. Why are you giving me the rundown on that?" So Charlie is like, "All right, I have enough power to get us to Earth, and we have to find Cherry and get that book back." So Charlie uses her power, opens a doorway to Earth, and both everyone from the hotel and IMP go through. So the first thing they have to do is like figure out where on Earth did Cherry go. Like Charlie is kind of following the magic from the book, so they have like a loose idea of where she is. So they follow it and eventually find out that Cherry actually went to like she's been basically like in contact with someone on Earth, and now that she actually has has the grimoire, she used it to go to Earth to find them. That person was Black Hat. So everyone's like, why did Black Hat is known in Hell, like he is known as one of the most evil things in the universe. Like he is like a universally known evil. Like even Charlie says he's one of the few souls that is so evil he's not allowed in hell. Like basically he's like heaven, God and the devil agreed never to let him in hell or heaven. Like he's just given, because he's so evil, no afterlife will take him. So he's given eternal life because of it. It's kind of like a Lobo thing. Where Lobo was such a horrible soul he couldn't get access to heaven or hell, so he was granted eternal life. So yeah, that's so they're like, if Cherry went to go see Black Hat, why? So they're like, and Alistair's just like, well, we'll have to find out the old-fashioned way now, won't we? So IMP and the Hazbin gang break into they actually follow Cherry discreetly as much as they can to Black Hat's, secret island where Black Hat has been waiting for her. And she's like, look, I got the book. You're gonna, you only get it when you help me get what I want. And he's like, of course. What was it? And you've been very vague on what you wanted. What did you want? And she's like, I want you to get me into heaven. And he's like, do I look like someone who gives a shit about what God thinks about them? Do I look like I have the keys to heaven? No, I don't. And he's like, and Cherry's like, don't give me that shit. You have the ability to, you are, like, I've heard the stories about you in hell. That what kind of powers you have, what kind of technology, your fucking friend Flug can come up with. Don't bullshit me that you don't know how to, grant access to heaven. And he's like, well, I've had Flug cook up some things. So maybe maybe there is something I can, I don't know, whip up for you on, if you give me that book. And he's like, those grimoires from the Goetia family are pretty powerful, and that untold magic and infernal magic can be mine. So just give me the book, and I will help you get to heaven. However, that's about the time IMP and everyone from the hotel breaks in, and Black Hat is just like, well, I didn't think I would be, hosting the Princess of Hell and her entourage today, but I can accommodate. And he summons his Hatbots. They attack, also along with Flug, Dementia, and 505. 505 and Moxie are about to fight, but then they're just like so freaked out by the whole situation they just start crying. Moxie and Vaggie, not Moxie, Millie and Vaggie have a 2-on-1 match against Dementia. Flug uses his science against Alistair. It doesn't work. Until eventually Charlie is like, enough! And just goes full demon, creates like two barriers between the two factions, and is like, Black Hat, on the order of, as the Princess of Hell, I am ordering you to give back that book. Or I will go to my father and we will declare, and all of Hell will declare war on you and your organization. Now, you can fight us, sure, but what's that gonna do? And he's like, I didn't think the Princess of Hell, who I heard was having a change of heart, was so ready for war. There's still that spark of darkness in you, my dear. We'll get that out at some point. But yeah, he hands back the book and he's like, sorry, I couldn't even get you into heaven to begin with, Cherry. And Charlie's like, why, Cherry, why did you want to go to heaven to begin with? Why were you trying? And she's like, because I think that's where Serpentius is. He has to be, he gave up his life in a noble sacrifice. He has to be in heaven, right? And she's like, Cherry, we don't know that for sure. And she's like, I have to believe that he's still, that he's still out there. That's why I did all this. I'm sorry. The grimoire was going to get me to heaven, and Black Hat was the only person I could think of who could have the power and the technology to get me into heaven, to find Serpentius and see if he's there. But sadly, that doesn't happen, and Charlie, helps. She understands why Cherry did it, and everyone returns. The book is brought back to Stolas, and Black Cat's just sitting there like, oh well. I'm gonna go pick on Flug for a bit. But during all this, it turns out Serpentius was watching from heaven, and he's just like, I'm sorry, Miss Cherrybomb. So, there you go, guys. That is the three-way crossover. I'd like to thank Hunter Johnson for this Patreon request, as well as continued patronage. And you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of it? Comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.